Today I've got for you a couple tips on improving your kettlebell swing. The first is foot positioning. So there's two things with our foot positioning that we need to look at. How wide our feet are and which way our toes are pointing. So when we set up for the swing and we're only swinging a single bell, setup should be about shoulder width. The reason is we can get the most glute engagement in this position. As we start moving out wider, first of all, we're going to lose forces going outward, so we're not going to be as strong when we swing, which our goal in swinging weights is to move up heavier and heavier. And if we're losing forces out, we're going to get stuck and plateau. Another bad point about having our feet out wide is if you put your feet out wide like this and try to squeeze your glutes, not getting much of anything. Now bring your feet back in and go about shoulder width. Should be able to feel maximum contraction. Now, to get even better contraction at that top position, I'm going to use some furniture sliders here. You can also do this with towels on a hardwood floor. But start with your feet forward, about shoulder width apart. And as you squeeze your glutes, I want you to squeeze as hard as possible, trying to cramp them, and just let your feet naturally rotate out until you get that maximum contraction. So, look down. That is about what your foot width should be. For toes pointed out, shoulder width stance. And you should get used to just jumping into this every time you set up for a swing. Now, the next issue I see lately is people not fully extending at the top of their swing. So we've just set up so our foot positioning is to the point where we can squeeze maximally. Now, if we're not coming up and at the top extending our knees, really tightening and pulling up on those quads, squeezing the glutes, squeezing the abs, we're not getting the most out of our swing. So just as a drill, get in position, bend your knees, and try to squeeze your glutes as hard as possible. Not going to happen. So, when we're at the top of our swing, and our hips and knees should be extended fully, that's when you're going to get most glute engagement. If your knees are bent, you can't get the glute engagement we need. So, we need proper foot position, and we need our knees to be fully extended. So we're looking to get as tall as possible on the top of the swing. And the third big issue I see is the initial setup of the swing and not getting far enough away from the bell to swing. So if I were to sit back in my hips and set up to swing a bell here, I can't really hike this bell back to get that first swing looking good. It's going to be not as good as if I were to step back, sink down into position, tip the bell towards me, and really load up these hips. So I'm sitting back as hard as possible, and then in this position I have more room to hike back and get speed built up. And back down. So, next time you swing, focus on keeping the feet shoulder width apart, find that proper foot position, how you should be turned out. Make sure your knees are fully extended and really tightening those quads, pulling up on those quads at the top of the swing, and then set up with the bell in the position that you can get the most speed on that backswing when you do the initial hike. Good luck.